Okay, good afternoon. I think we're live on YouTube. So if you can hear me, if you see my screen, give me a yes. Thank you. We'll start in a few seconds. Okay, I assume that everybody can see my screen and you can hear me, so we'll go ahead and we'll start. If you're in the CAD, I hope you close it for break even. You should do that when it came back here, especially in this area or in here. And if you do close it and you want to re-enter the trade, you can put an entry under the low. I don't think re-entering it is a good idea because it's starting to make a consolidation. If it goes down, it will go slow like this. So it's not really the best trade setup for the sell. Right, so we're going to we have news at 5:30. Now it's 4:48 my time, which is in 40 minutes time. We have news. Before we go into that, like I promised you, I spoke to the people from next. Let me see. Let me just get the link for you guys. I think this would be the link. Copy, and let me see. I'll post it in our group as well as I'll post it there. Somebody open this link and let me know if you're getting a registration link. You should have a link to register. Good, and I should post the same thing here. Paste. So what you should have is a link to register with Funded Next. This is how it's going to go. During the course of this live webinar, if you would like to have a free 15K account, you register with them. And when the webinar ended, we close the registration, or well, registration will continue, but only for people who are attending live during this period of time. There will be a draw, and one of you will be awarded a $15,000 account to trade for free, which means you wouldn't have to pay for it. We will do the same tomorrow in London, and we'll do the same tomorrow in New York session. So there will be 3 giveaway accounts that you'll get. If you want a bigger account or you want anything to do with them, I mean, you would like to see for some other account or so, you can get a 10% discount if you use the code PROWAVE, and that is all for you, right? So help yourself if you like to register for it. The more people who register, the higher the probabilities they might give more eventually. So depending on the amount of people who register, they may decide to give some more free next week, which means next week, Sunday, or next week, which means this Sunday or maybe next Sunday or next Monday, if we do another webinar and they think that there's a lot of people who are interested, they may offer another few free accounts again. Remember, these are demo accounts. These are practice accounts, well, test account, if you fulfill the rules that they have. And if you open the link, you will see. They will show you, let me see if I can open it on my side. I should be able to. Yep. You're going to get one of this account free, the 15K account. You're getting this account free. And here they have the rules of what you'll have to do. But read through it, make sure you know when you get the account, they will probably give you a rundown too as well. It's pretty good. The profit target is not, I mean, 13% you make, there's no time limit to how you have to make that. You just have to structure your money management rules pretty good for it. And, you know, they tell you what you can get. You will get a share of the profit, which means if you fulfill that and you win, you also get $292 they'll pay you. From that's a percentage, 15% of the profit you made. Although it's a demo account, they will pay you that money when you get your live account, right? You can question them more about when and how the payments are going to work. It's up to you. So if you would like to get one of this free, please register. Join us again tomorrow. If you don't win today, if you don't win in this one, you can win. You have 2 more chances to get one tomorrow. Join us, register, and you're going to get it. And I think if it goes well, every week they'll be giving out some. Right? Let's see if that works. That is all for you guys. That's the best I could negotiate. I hope I can get some more for you. That will work well, right? So if you'd like to get it, register and let's. I will have to remind more traders as they come in. So for now, we will just start. Go ahead and move on. Let me just remove this from here. Put it there. And let's go. Both our traders can also register. It's open to everybody. So if you would like to have one, click register. You can register during the webinar. You can register after. I'll give 30 minutes after the webinar is over for registration. And after that, we close it. So it's only for those who came here. I think those who are going to watch the recording afterwards wouldn't have time enough to do that because we'll close it. So make sure you register. Okay, with that said, let's go. So I'll start with the trades you're in. If you're in this trade, you may want to close it. There's a lot of trades that we were looking at, and there's a lot of trade setups that will go. But we have news coming up in 30 minutes, right? In 37 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the dollar pairs, set up for the news, how we trade the news. And then we're going to go, here's a problem. If we trade the news here, we can't post this on link. We can't post this on YouTube, sorry. And traders might not get the chance to actually see this. So I think what we're going to do is we'll not trade it, but I'll give the setup to my traders and you will decide what to do, right? You can trade. So let's go. Dollar index. Dollar index, as we expected, it dropped. I mean, follow the arrow, right? Perfectly. So if you took the sell here, you're pretty much good. It's here. Now we're expecting this to go back up. So if I will be looking for a trade in the dollar index for the news, I would expect a spike up. Now it can go down some more, but I would not be selling it because you can see that what I would expect it to do is to go up. So my traders, if you want to trade it, put your entry for the buy. You know what to do. You know how to do it. And let's see if we get the spike. Silver, definitely a sell setup. But now, actually, you can put the sell setup. If you're tagged in this, I hope you closed it. Because in front of the news, you don't want to be in it in front of the news. So you knew that you would not let it tag you like an hour before the news. You're not supposed to let it tag you here, right? But you can put an entry order for the sell, right? If there's anything that could happen, I wouldn't be surprised if this actually drops. We're expecting it to drop. That's a trade setup for the news. You know how to set it up. You know where to put your entries. Go with that. Gold actually didn't come down. It actually break out of this structure. So let's take this off. I don't see this as a complete pattern. I really don't see it as a complete pattern. So buying gold here would be a problem. I can see this making a flag here. Yep, I saw that. If you're in the sell, you would have closed it. But I don't think this is going to take off to the upside. What I think is probably we're just making a bigger consolidation. So we might be stuck in the sideways for longer. If I'm going to trade gold in the news, I'll be trading it for a sell. So regardless of this is irrelevant now. Right, I'll be trading this to drop. If it goes up, it goes up. But if it dropped, that's a trade. Right? Can this go up to the top there and then come back? Possible. I'll be trading it to the downside to break this low. That would be the trade. Euro. Yeah. Well, Euro actually broke out. It didn't break this low, so we're pretty much making a move to the upside. This is more of a consolidation. This here is more of a sorry, let me just get it in line. Yep, this is more of a consolidation here. And that went up. So this pullback here and this one, I don't think that is all the consolidation. I just think we might be making a much bigger consolidation now. Again, the same thing here. If you break the top, then assume it's over. If we broke this top and the top is broken, assume that is over and we're still coming down because the upside is limited. If you're going to buy, you'll have to have an entry somewhere here, and that's pretty limited. Can we sell it here? Not the best sell setup. So we'll stay away from this. After the news, we look for a trade in it, but during the news, we'll stay away from that. Pong. Good sell setup. Pongs work like magic, right? This one was going to drop. It dropped a little shorter. That is okay. All you need to do was break this low. This was going to go up. I think it went up a little higher. That's good. This has to come down. And this has to go back up. See? Well, what would we do with it? We'd be looking for a sell setup. We really don't have a sell setup. It's kind of consolidating, but that's not a buy setup. I wouldn't be going for a buy. It means I'll put a sell, I don't know, somewhere here, but you have to be careful because it's just one drop, break this low and go right back up. It could drop like this and then go right back up to the top. So you have to be really careful with this if you're going to sell it. Just like this, if you sold it, you took break even, maybe small profit. So I would look for a sell setup first. If you want to use the counter, which means you don't like the sell because there is no risk to reward in it, then what you can do is you can use it as a counter and go for the buy. Not necessarily that it will, it will go up, but should it go up, that would be okay, right? We'll just use this as a big flat there. This is another flat. Should it go up, we're going to have this as a expanding flat, another flat, this one, and this come back all the way to the top here. This would be a good trade. Because the downside, you put it 20 pips there, the downside is going to be limited. You wouldn't get a lot, and then you might not be able to even get out in time. The upside is going to go really quick to the upside, and that would be a nice trade. So use it as a counter for a buy because you will not get a good sell setup. Just if it doesn't go, don't worry about it. Aussie, definitely a sell, right? If this one tagged you, I hope you close it, but definitely a sell, put a sell under here. Don't go into the consolidation zone. Stay out. Should it drop, this is the trade. New Zealand, definitely a sell. I think New Zealand worked like magic. 1, 2, go back for 3. It went a little higher. Find a spot where you want to sell it. Best is under here, but better to get it somewhere here, maybe a little closer. You can make that decision on your own, right? But it's a sell setup. After the news, we'll wait for a little flag and then take the flag if the news is a non-event. CAD, like I said, you're supposed to close your CAD trade. CAD looks upside now. Remember what I said, if they consolidate here, just like this, when this was consolidating, we were expecting it to go up. I'm still going to go with this as the upside, not the sell. If it dropped, then let it drop, no problem. We're going for the buy. So 20 pips above would probably be somewhere here. Let me see what is the price now. Take this out. That was a sell that you close to break even. This is 33.53, 63.73. Put it above the top. That's a good buy setup. So if that goes, we're going to go back with this. Move this out. We're going to go back with, what the hell is wrong with this? 1 second. Let me get the right one. Yes, we're going to go back with this as an expanding flat. And this is the low. If it dropped, that's okay. Let it drop. Then we look for buy setup again. This is the news. Remember, when you're trading the news, you have to go with risk to reward and possibility of getting break even. If you put an entry order here for a drop, not a fact that it doesn't come back fast enough for you not to get break even. We've seen that happen, right? So you can't sell, but to the upside, if it goes, is the potential to the upside is huge, which means you're going to get break even should it even try to pull back. So let's go for the buy setup on this one. So I'll change this to buy. Swiss. This dropped already. If you're selling, you're supposed to sell here. And you would sell only for a drop like this, which means maybe even drop somewhere here. It actually came down quite a lot. I wasn't expecting that much. We don't have any trade set up here. You can't sell it and you can't buy it. Right? There's no setup to buy, there's no setup to sell, so we're going to wait. Yen, sorry, I almost missed that one. The dollar yen, we'll put a sell. No questions asked, you're putting a sell here. Where you put it, your choice, take this off, put the sell lower. Okay, keep the sell for continuation to the downside. If it goes up, no big deal. It can go up, right? This could be a 1, 2, 3. This here could be 1, 2, 3. It could go back, make a new high, and then drop. Right? Something like 1, 2, 3, and then drop. No problem with that. But most likely we're expecting it to go down. We don't have a buy set up in it. So that's for the yen. Let's go here. So yen is a good counter for, I don't know, Aussie, for example, or New Zealand sell. It's a good counter for any of those sells. Let's go down here. Natural gas. Upside. We didn't break this low, so I think we're still in consolidation. I don't see this taking off like a rocket, but if it should go, the entry should be here for a buy. US oil. Well, now that sell was great. Take profit, close the trade, go for the buy. Put an entry above this stop here for the buy. That is assuming that this is going to go now. I would still go with this as a running flat. As a running flat here for upside. This looks like a correction of its own, but this also looks like a correction of it. I will still go with a running flat. So it's a buy setup. Take this off. You don't need that. You go with a buy setup. Let's see if it goes. This would be a buy. US 30, definitely a buy. I told you you'll have consolidation. Put an entry above here. Go for the buy. This would be a buy. This should be a buy. Yep, all have consolidations now. Put an entry, go for the buy. You decide where to put that entry, right? For YouTube viewers, I am not making trade calls. I'm showing you. If you've been with me before and you see how we trade, you'll have an idea. But these are all buy setups. You don't want to take this trade. We use a specific strategy for this called momentum strategy. It works on the 1 minute. I'm just giving my traders an idea of the direction they should use the strategy for. Right, as you notice, some trades we are using counter directions, even though like the cat. I think it can drop, but we'll go for the buy. Right, we don't have enough risk on the pound. We're going for a buy on the pound simply because it should go down, but we don't have a risk to reward in the trade to the downside. So we're like, well, if it goes up, let's take the trade to the upside. Right. So this is a whole different strategy with different views of how we trade it. You want to probably stay out of that. Right. If I didn't have to post, if I didn't have to keep this video on YouTube, we would have done it. We did it the last time. I think it was yesterday, the day before we did that. And we removed the video from YouTube, right? So only if you join me live, you get to see how we do it. If you're an installment trader, you get to join us when we trade the news. We don't really trade the news as such. We trade the moment of the news, which means I don't care what the news is. I don't care what the outcome of the news is. We trade the moment of the news, which means during the news, there will be very sharp movement. That's the assumption. 80% of the time, nothing happens, right? With that said, let's go. 5:03, you still have 27 minutes. My traders will come back to it like 10 minutes, 5 minutes before. Remind me, somebody post a reminder in the chat, and I'll go. For those of you who has just joined us, you have those links that I posted. That is for the free account. Register now if you would like to receive that 15K free account. If you would like to buy another account there for a discount of 10%, use the ProWave code they have in that. Free account, one giving away now, one giving away tomorrow morning in the London session, and one giving away after that in the New York session. So there'll be 3 accounts giving away. It's a pity we got the negotiation too late with them. Otherwise, we probably would have got one in every session. Sorry about that. I think if everything goes well, they'll continue giving free accounts to you guys, which might be good. Keep coming to the webinars, join the live sessions. That means every week I'll have to do a live session. So you will get access to a live session, plus you'll get access to a chance of winning an account. I mean, nothing can go wrong with that, right? If you trade it correctly, you can make money.
Money.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to. Where do we get the coupon code?
It's in the link. It's in the link I post for you.
Okay, you posted a separate one. Okay, good. Thank you.
No, it's in the link, ProWave. It's in the link. It says 10% discount code ProWave.
Okay.
The code is ProWave.
Okay.
That's the code. So when you register, if you want to buy another account, right, you can use that and you get 10% discount. But you can wait until see if you get a free one. Right? You can try your luck to see if you get a free one. You have 3 days to get a free one. Why not? You're still here all the time. All the free webinars I do. So if they give us every week, then that would be great. We'd eventually be able to share out.
Yeah, thank you.
No, okay. Guys, don't confuse yourself. The price does not go in reduction. Only if you're ready to buy, then they will ask you if you have a coupon code. And if you have a coupon code, you're going to put the code on. You guys never buy anything on Amazon? Come on. It's like we're not supposed to discuss that, right? You put the code in, and then the price will reduce, right? It's like buying something on Amazon. You'll figure it out. All of you will figure it out. Don't worry. You just tell them, hey, I have this code, and they'll tell you where to enter your code when you're ready to buy it, if you're ready to buy it. Then you will get the 10% discount using that code. Okay? Everybody get that? It's just like Amazon when you buy something, right? The price is there. Then they ask if you have a code. You put the code in. The price gets reduced when you're ready to buy the product and pay for it. Only then you use the code. So the price you're not going to reduce because you put the code in. So you will see the reduction in the price when you're ready to buy it and you put a code in. If they don't, just contact me. I'll contact them and ask them what's happening with it, why it's not working. But it should work. I don't think they did it very quick, but I think they're good at doing their job. I don't think it will not work. I think it should work. So let's go. I'm going to go through all the trades that we looked at this morning. We finished all the majors. I'm going to go through the rest of them. Euro yen, we were looking for a sell setup. It's still valid. It's still consolidating. Actually, the more it consolidates, the more it is good. This one is a good one. Euro New Zealand, we were looking for a sell setup. That happened. It dropped. It pulled back. As you see, we were expecting this to go back up. So you should close that trade if you took it. I think the sell was from here yesterday. This was from this morning, I think. Now, as a matter of fact, now we're looking for a buy setup. I should have changed this. We're looking for a buy setup here now, right? We actually have an active buy here, right? That's an active buy on this one. Remember, this drop, I said you put the entry for the buy. Should it go up, we're going to get a buy. If it's going to go down, you would need a flat, right? So it looks like a running flat for upside. Now, here's the thing. News is coming up in 20 minutes. You don't want to be in a trade when the news is coming because it can make a drop and then go back up and take you out. So what I would suggest you do if you were in this trade or if you didn't close the trade and put an entry a little higher. Should this continue to go up, you take the trade. It's still a good trade for upside. I still think it's going to go up. We had a buy setup on sell setup on this one. That would have tagged you, pull back, and now you're in the trade again. It would have tagged you here, pull back, and now you're still in the trade. Now you can decide if you want to keep the trade or you want to close the trade. Right, both of those possible. There is news coming. I don't think if you have 20 pips, put it to the break even and leave it. If you don't have, you may want to close the trade, right? Because there was some sharp pullback, which means this whole structure would change afterwards, right? You can see that this is becoming more of a correction for one more up. So that sell might not be a big one. It could probably come just about here, make a flat, and then drop. We'll come back to that. Pong yen, it's still a sell, still valid. It kind of make another consolidation here, which means we're still inside this consolidation. It could break out now, or it could still go back here and make, be in that, but the sell is still valid. Punkad. Yep, this was a sell. Sorry, let me put this back. This was a sell. It actually went down, pull back. If you close the trade here for break even, you did well. If you close it here, it's better yet. We're consolidating here now. If they consolidate, remember we said this piece could go back up for this one, right? There's a good chance that when it breaks, they go back up for this for a running flat. So if it makes a flag here, we will be looking for a buy setup. We don't have a trade as yet, but a buy setup. So I hope you're out of that trade already. If you're not, then use this pullback to close the trade. Right? Use that correction to close the trade, and we might get one more of this. So this was a good sell. This is still a good sell. You should take break even. If you didn't, then just use the opportunity when you pull back to close it. And we're going to wait for it to go back. If it makes a flag here like this, we're going to go for one more up and then down. I don't think this is the takeoff to the upside. Right, we're expecting it to go up, but I don't think that is a takeoff. So we'll put this lower. I do think we could end up with something like this. And then this is really sharp, though. I don't think it's a running flat. It's pretty sharp. So you want to really be careful with this here. Try to get out of it, and then let's see if it makes a bigger flat for downside. Aussie Swiss, none of those trades went to your stop. They're giving you very, very small losses if they don't go, or positive or negative break even. I call them break even. And then you see. So this was a sell. This, you'll take the break even in front of the news if you didn't close it. I still think it's going to come lower, right? There's a rare chance that it goes, tagged it up, and then come back for an expanding flat here. I think that possibility also exists. We spoke about that this morning. That is why when you take a trade, you have to be very careful. Normally, I would not close the trade. I'll keep it. Right? Not in the normal situation, if we didn't have a news event coming, I would, sorry, what's wrong with this? If there wasn't a news event coming, this first pullback is not a problem. That first pullback is not a problem. If you want to put it to break even and keep it, might be okay, but they will take you out during the news. The spread in every trade, the spread will widen during the news, and they'll take you out. So keep an eye on it. I would say close it and wait. Right? Close it and wait to see what happens. It's not a big trade too. You're just expecting it to come here and then go back up. So it can drop. This one was both ways. It didn't break the low. It kind of come to the low, but it didn't break. So it's still more of a sell setup. So you can still leave this here. It's more than 20 pips. So where should it drop? You'll be in the trade. Aussie CAD. We're looking for a flag to sell. Didn't happen. I'm waiting for this to make a flag, and that is why we didn't sell it. There's no flag. It's going up. So we'll take this off. It's still upside, which means we're still in this correction. Put it like this. We're still in the correction, right? Can it break the top? Wait for a flag if you're going to buy it. We still will get this down. Eventually, when it gets to the top here, even when it gets there, we'll still get this trade down. So we'll still be looking for that sell setup. We just don't have it yet. Canadian, we're looking for a sell setup. Oh yeah, we actually got tagged, pull back, you're in this trade. I think you should keep this trade. Just put it to break even and keep it. Because you have more than 20 pips there. You have 38 pips. I'll just put it to break even and keep it and let it drop. Because I do believe it can drop all the way here. Aussie, New Zealand, that was a buy setup. It's still a buy setup, still valid. New Zealand yen, sell setup, still a sell setup, still valid. All the yen pairs are consolidating here. A small consolidation here. That's a continuation sign, which means I think they can drop. I wouldn't be surprised if yen drops really strong, much more than the other pairs. So the reaction on yen could be stronger than the reaction on the other pairs. New Zealand CAD. Stay away from it until we get some flag or something, some consolidation. It's just going up and down. Possible we might be looking at a running flat here if it goes back up. If this go all the way back to the top, wait for a flag here, buy it. It could possibly be a running flat, and we will have sharp move, big running flat, drop, come down, go up. We'll be in that sideways for a long time. So wait for a flag to buy. Let's put it that way. If this makes a flag here, we buy to break this top. And we'll treat that as a running flat. Take it, it looks good for a running flat. Does look good. So let's see this one. New Zealand Swiss, we were looking for a buy setup. Okay, it actually dropped, made a sell setup, but we're not looking for the sell. Still looking for the buy setup. If you sold that, close it. I don't know why I have a buy, but let's see if we get a buy setup to go back up. Because I still think this might be part of the correction, right? So this might be like a 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3, and then we go right back up. I don't think it's over, right? Because this piece had a lot of consolidation in here, which makes it more like the core correction. If you look at it like this, it looks very corrective, this whole piece here, right? So you can look at it as a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3, which means this could go back up there. I could see that possibility. So if we get a flag somewhere here, we will go for the buy. Let's go with the Catrice. Sell setup, perfect, worked. If you took the trade, it's going really good and it has more to go, so you don't need to close that trade. You can just put it to break even and let it go. All right, we're expecting it to come here, and then we'll be looking for the big upside. Swiss yen. So those are profitable trades. If you want, you can even take the profit. If let's say you took an offset on 2 small ones that are small break even, close the winning ones just in front of the news to make sure at the time of the news you're pretty much positive, right? And then trade the news. This is still a sell setup. This is the Swiss yen. All the yen pairs, this is still a sell setup. That's just a pullback. You can even put this entry or the higher here, and that's still a sell, right? I still think this is going to drop. Let's see how fast it's dropping, where it goes. And okay, this one pulled back a lot, so I think we already closed that for positive here. It's making a flag for upside. So you could get a sharp move up, which means this could probably go with a buy setup here. If you have to trade it right now, it's a buy setup. So I'll change this to a buy setup. It's a buy. As of now, that is a buy setup, but it's only to come back to this stop. So it's more like a running flat sideways movement. I look at it more like this. Something like that. So one spike up there and then downside. I think that spike. If this comes lower, we'll take it off. Right? If this here is to come anywhere lower into here, we'll take off the buy. But as of now, that buy is good. Come lower here, it's making a flat. One more drop. Okay, those I already did all of these. So you know what you're looking for. Let's go trade the news. We still have 14 more minutes to go. Right, so while we have 14 minutes, more traders join us. I'm going to go through back. If you look in both chats, there's a link there for the registration for the account. We're going to be giving away one free account in every session starting now. So today you get one, tomorrow morning one, and the next day one. All you have to do to be picked, to be chosen for the account is register. Once you register, they will give you, they will do a, I don't know, I think on their side they have a program. They have this program where it will randomly pick one person. They will do that because you're registering with them. So I wouldn't have access to that registration. It's not coming to me. And they will randomly pick one person and give you the account. They will inform me who the person is, and congratulations if you get it. So I don't think it will happen immediately. So most likely by the end of tomorrow or by Monday morning, we will be able to give you. Well, Monday is not as a holiday. So in my next, after these 3 videos, in my next video after that I do, I'll probably do a live session, and you would probably know beforehand, but we will give the names of the 3 people who get it, so everybody will know who got the live account. Right? In that case, we hope that the people are in the webinar at the time as well. So let's see how this works. And as they promise, if everything goes well and if they're satisfied with the people with the amount of registration they get, or I don't know if anybody buy the account from them or so, they will continue providing on a weekly basis a few more live, on a weekly basis, you'll get a few more free accounts. That would be good for you guys. Some of you will get help, right? And the rest of you can buy for discount. So let's see how that goes. Register, you never know. I mean, even if you have your own 10K account or so, register, you get another 15K to trade. What's wrong with that? And nothing is wrong with that. If everything goes great, maybe we'll get more accounts, right? Remember, this is their business, so they're just giving away this more as a kind of advertisement for people to see that it works. Okay, with that said, let's go. And I hope that more people will join us, because there should be more people who would like to get this account. I don't know. I think that should be a good thing, not a bad thing. You get free accounts. They get more people to register with them. We get more people to watch the videos. That's good, right? So, and then you would lower. If you would like to join, if you get an account, you should definitely join our installment program, at least if you can't take the course fully. You should join the installment program, because you're going to need that help. You're going to have help of an entire group of people with you, right? So you get my views on a daily basis, twice daily. I think that should help. Even if you have your own trading opinion, your own trading view, your own trading strategy, having a second opinion of someone who knows what they're doing. I think I know what I'm doing, right? If you're here, you believe I know what I'm doing as well, right? So having a simple second opinion would help you. It's worth being there. I think you should join, simply because of the fact that if you get an account, you would need help. You don't want to blow that up. We can help you with the money management strategy. Set a money management strategy that will prevent you from blowing it up should you even take a few losses. Okay, with that said, let's go. I finished everything, all of them. We're going to look through some other. You can tell me. We still have 10 minutes. So for the next 5-6 minutes, tell me which ones you want me to look at, because we looked at the ones we had set up on. The ones we don't have set up on, I haven't looked at it. If there's any one of them you want to look at, just tell me which, and we'll look at them. We still have 5 minutes to go. So go ahead, type which one you want, and I'll take a look at them. If you have any questions, type the questions. I'll try to answer them in the next 5 minutes. After the news, we'll still continue trading. Euro New Zealand buy, let's go. Yep, that's a good one. Put an entry. Though you see, you probably want to buy it after the news, but if you're buying it before the news, just make sure you're not too close to the price. I like the buy. Nasdaq, we're going for, okay, some of you just coming. Nasdaq, we're going for a buy. But a little consolidate. All of these are consolidating. We're going for buy setups. Now, the problem with these is you don't want to trade them in the news, unless you have a strategy to trade in the news, right? Because they can, even if it's dropping, it can drag you in the trade to the downside, because the spread does widen. So if you have a specific strategy to trade in the news, you can go ahead. My traders know how to do that. If you don't, you want to wait for after the news, which is after 10 minutes, and then go for buy setups. NQH4. Let's see what is that. Any other things? You guys type what you want. Sorry, there is no NQH4 in TradingView for me. You sure that's the right symbol? I typed it, but it didn't give me anything. Can't help you there. Maybe TradingView doesn't have that. Right. Okay, guys, any other questions? Anything else? You still have about 4 more minutes. 4 or 5. We can still go about 5 minutes more. Can you please tell fast, please? Can I end the setup, please? 1 second, guys. Yep. Oh, you mean you're not here? Okay, let's go through very quick for them. So I'm gonna go very quick. Silver, we're going for a sell. You're going for a sell setup. Keep it under the low. Gold, you're going for a sell. Gold broke the top, so we're assuming that this is a 1, 2, 3. Actually, it pulled back now. So if you want to go for a buy, you can go for it. Because what is the top there to pull back? If you want to go, but you have to be cautious with the buy, right? Because I think it can still drop. Euro, we don't have anything. Pound, we're going for the buy. Sorry, I should change this. You're going for the buy. We're not putting the sell. I think it will drop, but we can't put the sell. I think this will drop, but we can't put the sell because the risk to reward will not be very good. Aussie, we're going for the buy. My daughter just opened the door, ran in the room. She's so happy she managed because they're trying to keep her away from the room. And she managed to open the door and run. She's one happy little girl. She managed to outsmart two grown-ups. She managed to outsmart 2 grown-ups, the nanny and the mother, and she ran in the room. So she's like one happy little girl. Yeah, that's good. I don't know how she outsmarted 2 of them. Anyway, let's go. So this one, we're looking for a sell. This could go up here, but you can't buy it, right? Because this is the impulse. So at some point, this drop. This might not be the best sell here, by the way, right? Because it will be better to sell it from the top after the news if it's a non-event. But if it drops now during the news, there's nothing you can do. New Zealand, by the way, is a perfect sell setup, right? You just have to decide where to put your entry order for the sell. If this goes up, no problem. But if it dropped, remember this morning, we wanted 1, 2, 3 for the downside. Well, this one went up like magic. Now it should come down. We were expecting it to go. Let's see if it goes. CAD, we sold, we closed the trade. I do think CAD is going to drop some more here, but we can't sell it. The risk to reward. You can put an entry here, but if you have 20 pips, so the risk to reward will not be very good. And it could come here, tag the low, and go back really fast. So just use it for the buy as a counter. Swiss, we don't have any trade set up in it, or we didn't have, there was no trade set up at that time. It's at a low already. So, I mean, this was the good sell this morning, but it's already low. What's wrong with these people? Come on. And let's go. Yen. Yen definitely a sell. No questions. Just make sure you stay away, right? Keep the distance. I'm just going to leave it randomly here. You keep the distance you need to be. Gold, gold is going up. We're looking for a sell setup. Should this drop through the bottom? I watch this slow when it dropped through. Pong Yen is a sell setup. Pong Yen has a perfect sell setup. You got to be careful with the Pong Yen during the news, right? So that it doesn't tag you and go back up. But it's downside. I think we're coming here. And that's a trade. Yeah, CAD, we're putting a buy. We're using it as a counter. So we have 5 more minutes. You guys set up your trades. Let's go. I'm gonna go with the CAD buy. Let's see how that goes.
What about German 30?
Sorry.
German 30.
DAX. We don't normally trade DAX in the news. It's not a dollar effect one. I have the 40.
US 30, I mean US 30.
US 30. You said German 30, my friend. Okay, US 30, we're putting it for a buy too. US 30 is a buy setup. All of them are making flags, so they're buy setups actually. This morning, remember somebody was saying they're going up without a flag, and I warned, don't buy right at the top here. It will eventually correct. Well, it's correct. It could be a non-event. Nothing happened, and all of this will just go sideways. So you really don't have to worry very much about it. right? Just set up the trades you normally would set it up. We're not going to trade it live like I normally do, which means I'm not going to put it there and do it. You guys will have to do that on your own. You know how to do it. I'll just guide you when it happens, because this video will stay on YouTube for the purpose of the accounts that we're giving away free, and for others to know so they can join us tomorrow to get a free account. We can't go. We have to keep this online. We have to keep it. The agreement is, well, it has to be in YouTube if you're giving away a free account, right? Because for them, the reason they're giving a free account is so that they get more exposure. So put it for the buy. I think the buy is a good idea. Keep it above the top so you're not going to be worried very much about it. What else we're looking at? If you want to counter the CAD buy, counter to the yen sell. This would be the best one. Put the yen sell 20 pips below. So CAD drop, yen drop, you're good to go. You follow, right? So take this off. Yen could go up some more, but it will still be downside. I mean, the bigger picture should be downside. I don't think it's going to go up all the way to the top. New Zealand sell looks good. I can see them even going up a little here, but it looks very much like a sell setup here right now. Just be a bigger expanding flat. So keep the New Zealand and under the low here probably. That should be a little more than 20 pips, but that should be safe. New Zealand, Swiss. We don't trade these during the news. This will be better to trade after the news, but I think we're looking for a buy setup here. There's a good chance that this sell already, you have to close the sell because in front of the news, you don't have enough to keep it. It could drop some more, but we can't sell it during the news. After the news, if we get a flag, we sell. But there's a very good chance that this thing is making a big running flat. I think this could be a correction of its own. See, this one has more correction in it, right? This page has a lot more correction. So that could be that a 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3, and this could go back up. Well, there's no buy setup as yet. We'll look for a buy setup after the news. So you'll wait for a buy setup, actually. Yeah. US oil, we're looking for a buy. I think this is a running flat. It doesn't matter. It comes here. Well, this is very far, but that's the closest you can get. If it's going to go down and you want to sell it, you'll have to wait for it to make a flag to sell. During the news, you can't sell because where you're going to put the entry here, they come tag you and go back up. Right? So you have to wait for a flag. But if it's going to go up from here, the buy is a good idea. It's going to go straight through the top. It's going to go through all of this. This would be a big running flat and it goes up. I could see that as a big running flat. Right? This move here and this move here could be a big running flat. Makes sense to me. If it's not and they're going down, you still have to wait for it. This was a sell, but you should have closed that sell already. Remember this morning we sold it, I took it off. Right? There was a sell here this morning. You should close that in front of the news and put a buy. Right? You shouldn't keep that trading. Even if this is going to drop, you can't keep it in front of the news because the risk is too much that it's going to go back. Put an entry 20 pips is a bad idea. Let the news happen and then we wait for a pullback and then sell if it's going to go down. Right? So, okay, the news is out. Sorry, I should have gone there. We can take a look at, let's see if the CAD, what direction it goes. I think it's more of a non-event. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. It didn't go up. It didn't go down. That's what we call a non-event. Nothing much happened. And that's good. Nothing happened to gold either. You know, oh, you tagged in the gold? Okay, yeah, the gold could have tagged you. Well, put a stop here and wait with it. Right? This could still go. If it comes and if it retraces that impulse, the chances those continue to go down. So I'm going to keep it in the 5 minutes for you guys, but you know how to manage the trade. Gold still looks downside. New Zealand went up first. It's coming down. Wait for a flag to sell now. CAD is going up. You can put your entry lower. You can put your entry above the last impulse. We're not trading the news anymore. If you're trading CAD to the upside, put your entry above the last impulse. This one is pulling back strong. Let me see in the 1 minute what it looks like. Keep your stop above the top. That pullback doesn't mean very much right now. As long as we go through this, that pullback doesn't mean very much. See? It's how you trade wave analysis. No panic. Even during the news. It doesn't matter what you do. We have a plan, right? It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It doesn't matter. You have a plan of how you're going to manage this piece. And that's the most important thing. You follow the plan. Right? So now that this is the second one. I had to go here because some of you tagged. This is the second one not breaking the low. The next one comes back to this point. Take it off a break even. Let's see how this closes. And then we wait for the next one. Okay, so the third one go up. Keep the stop there. If it breaks the top, then let it break the top. You don't take the loss. It's probably gonna break it. It didn't come back. Normally the third one, if it comes back here, then you close. Okay, that would probably break the top. So this would be a loss. Take it. Don't move the stops. Don't. If it's gonna come back down, we will sell it on the way down. But don't move the stop. But normally when you break through that, they don't normally go back up. So we'll have to relook at the entire flat here for an expansion. I think gold is the only one that tagged, right? Pound for the upside didn't tag. So let's look at the pound for the upside. Still valid. Actually, this is still valid. You can bring it down now. You can bring that down to the top here. That upside is still valid if it goes. Now it's a better trade, right? Because if this still go, you stay with it here. Let me go back to the 5 minutes. We're going to trade on the higher time frame now. Should this go, you still stay with it. CAD is coming down. It didn't tag you, right? Didn't tag anywhere. Now, if you want to buy it, you can put an entry above here. If you want to sell it, you have to wait for a flag. You have to wait for it to make a flag. Don't sell at the bottom there. Wait for it to make a flag. Even if you think it's going to go down, right? We don't have a sell setup. New Zealand went up, so we nobody was tagged, right? It went up, you weren't tagged. We'll take this off. It's still in consolidation. We're still in this impulse. So should it turn, give you a flag, we're going to sell it. We're not looking for a buy in New Zealand. We're looking for a sell setup in New Zealand. We just need it to turn, and then we look for the sell setup. Yen is going down. Anybody got tagged on the yen sell? Yen is going down. Some of you should be in the yen sell. Where's the line for the yen sell? Did I remove the yen sell setup? Strange. Anybody got tagged in the yen? You're supposed to be tagged on the yen because the yen is supposed to be somewhere here with a 20 pips range.
I am in euro yen.
Are you in the euro yen? No, the dollar yen. Nobody had a dollar yen on? Pound yen is going to tag you also very soon. Because the yen is downside. Euro, we didn't put any trade on because we didn't have a risk to reward on any trade. Not for the upside, not for the downside. So now that it break the top, we're going to pull this. You're still in the consolidation. Right? You're still in this. See that? You're still in this impulse. So we're looking for a sell setup. Only this time it's for a flat. Right? That's the top. Put it in the 15 minutes. See? We're making consolidation at the top there. Which means this here would have to come back here and then go back up. So we can look for this sell setup. See, we had a sell here. We can look for, we had a sell in this one. We can look for that sell setup to come here and then go back up. Break the top or don't break the top there, it wouldn't matter, right? We're still in this. So this has to come back here, then go back up, and then we'll see if we get this one down. It'll be a running flat in the bigger picture. So this piece at the top there will wait for a pullback. It definitely will pull back, right? Don't buy the euro at the top there. There's no buying at the top there. Aussie broke the top, will be get a running flat. Right? It broke the top, it has to pull back, make a running flat, then go. So breaking the top doesn't mean anything. See, we broke the top here. It pulled back, then go. So you got 1, you got 2, let it pull back here, and then go. See? So don't try to buy there. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. So we know euro has to pull back. We know Aussie has to pull back. We know New Zealand has to pull back. That's based on the pattern New Zealand will have to come back to. Right? New Zealand didn't break the top. It has to pull back, even if it's gonna go up, right? Even if they're gonna go up, this would have to come back here and then go up, right? Making a flat. So we can get a sell set up here. So Pong is the only one going up now that doesn't necessarily have to pull back, right? But see this, we're assuming that that's a flat, which means it can come back. But the buy is a good idea. We don't know if it goes all the way to the top here. So this one could go all the way to the top there for this move. See for this move here without giving us this move to the downside. So if it gives that move, you'll get an expanding flat. If it doesn't, then you get it. Yeah, all the yen pairs will be in sell setup very soon. If you're in the euro yen, the pound yen, the dollar yen, they're all going down. Yen is going to move regardless of what the other trades are doing. Yes, yen is like its own thing. It's going to move. Right? So yen could go much more downside. Swiss is dropping, but we didn't have a sell setup. We kind of anticipated that it could go lower. There was no sell setup in it. There wasn't much of a flag. It wasn't pretty thing. On the downside, where is it going? Let's see. We're breaking the low. We're going to break this low again. That's for sure. I see. Take that one out. That was the up move. We can take that out. We're retesting the low. If we retest the low, we'd have to figure out if we get something to put this with. Now that I can find. I don't think I'll put it with this one or this one. If we put it with that, we'll have a really huge running flat like that. We'll see. That might be the only possibility. Or leave it on its own like this as a separate pullback, separate deep pullback, and go with that one. All right, let's see if that version works. That seems better. We break the low, it's still upside once you break that low, right? Once they break that low and come here, this is still upside. I was expecting a deep pullback, but not a break of the low. Well, let's see now. They broke the low. Let's see where it goes. Right, you're in this structure. So I don't think they'll go very much to the low side. It can go next 50, 60, maybe 100 pips, but then it will start going up. So you can't sell it until you get another flag. That was the flag sell this morning. Okay, so everything that goes could turn and change direction. So you got to be careful here, right? They can all change direction. Pound is the only one I think you don't have, you know, it could come a little higher. So if you're in the pound, we're going to stay with this some more and wait. This was the only one with a buy setup for the upside. Aussie is going up, but we don't have, there was no buy setup. It had already broken out of the flag. So you didn't have a buy setup there. Okay, so 2 trades you can actually get. One would be a loss. That is the goal, which actually tagged you and go up. This, if you were in the goal, you would have to take the loss because this came on enough to tag you and then go back up. Take the loss on this. We're not buying it here. We don't have a buy. This would have to be some kind of an expanding flat here eventually. We'll go back and check to see where the impulse is for the expanding flat. That's most likely what. So from the top here, we still have to go down for this, right? We still have to go down for the bigger structure. See, we're still in some kind of a set of cell setup here. We're still in this. Right, this one. You get to move up, you get to move down, you get to move up. Even if it breaks the top, we still have this sharp one. So there should still be one more move down here, and then the upside. So we can anticipate one of this. And then it could break the top for a running flat. It took the pound New Zealand sell. Let's look at that. Okay. Sell. I don't really see the sell setup in it. I didn't have a sell setup. I was putting an entry for a buy here should it go up. If you're in a sell here, you have to be careful because this is mostly doing that. Even if you take that as a small one of its own, take this out here. Let's say this is not the running flat, and this was a small running contracting flat like we thought it could be too. And this is going down. This is just a deeper correction. You actually pull back very strong. So get this trade into positive. If you're in it, get it into positive because there's a very good chance it could go back up. Right? This was a very deep pullback in this move. When you make such deep pullback like that, this tend to go back up for more deeper consolidations. This is still the impulse to the upside. That has not changed. Right? So if this comes here, I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to the top, come back here, and then go. Deep pullback don't go very far. Right? I mean, if they pull back deep like this, it's most likely making a flat. So get it to positive at least. So you don't take a loss on it. Okay, any other trades? Any other things you guys are looking at? A Euro New Zealand buy. Okay, I just saw that thing. Let me check. NASDAQ move. Let's see. NASDAQ and Euro New Zealand. Right, let's check the NASDAQ move. Okay, good. Anybody took the NASDAQ? You should be in that trade. Put a stop above here so that you're positive. I still think it's going to go up quite a lot. German 30. I think US 30 maybe. So US 30 moved. You should be in that trade. Wherever you put your entry, right? I'm just putting this random. Put that to positive. And if you took this one, put that to positive too. Put these trades to positive regardless of where you enter because you might have entered lower than this, depending on your broker. I just randomly put it there, right? And these are coming to break the tops. Euro yen, there is a big flat. I'll show you that just now. 1 second. NASDAQ, we got all of these out of there, right? So these are good ones. Euro New Zealand buy. Let me just look at these. I'll come back to our trading just now. You were tagged in the Euro New Zealand buy. You didn't close it before the news? Oops, you should have. We actually moved this away during the news not to trade it. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think it's going down totally. I think this could be a bigger flat. So here's what you're going to do if you're in the buy. You're going to wait for this to pull back and close the trade. And then put an entry above the top. Depending on how this goes. If this makes a flag here, if it somehow makes a flag, use that to exit and we will sell. Right, so that would be your exit strategy. It will get you out for a very smaller loss than you're right now in. DAX, let's see what DAX is doing. We don't normally trade this during the news, but it's kind of going sideways. I would say put a sell here. That was a sell, right? Put a sell here for this to drop. I think it's going to drop one more. That's more of a flag. Okay, let's come on our side. Pong Yen tagged. Yes, let it go. It's going to go somewhere. Pong CAD buy. Let's see the Pong CAD buy. I don't know if we had a buy in the Pong CAD. Nope. We had a sell setup. Oh, that was the old sell setup. Sorry. You got tagged in the buy. You should have kept it for after the news. Not traded during the news for the buy. Try to get break even. and then wait for after the news to buy if it's going to be a buy. Right, because that consolidation go, you don't want it will come back here, take it off a break even, and we'll wait for another flag or put an entry above the top. Right, you use this pullback, it will probably pull back a little here and take it up, because see, the reason we don't want to trade in front of the news is because these are not the majors. The majors move during the news, so you want to get this out of the way. The sell was this one that we closed already. You can get break even, it'll pull back, take break even, and put an entry above the top. Okay, what else? What is the target for Euro Yen to the downside? Euro Yen has a good move to the downside. I think it has more to go. Right, Euro Yen should come all the way to this point, somewhere here. Somewhere in this area, you'll start to watch for when it's turning. See, we're looking at this pattern. Right, we're looking for this as a possible flat. And since this is the biggest correction, it should come here and then go back up. You have a lot for it to go still. All the yen pairs, I would have some patience with the yen pairs because I think they can all go. Right, all the yen pairs can go. WLD USDT, we'll check that just now for you. Let's deal with the trades we're in right now. You see, they're all pulling back now, so be careful, right? That's why I said the buy setups are, they're all pulling back. We might even get sell setups. I wouldn't sell the Aussie, it's a running flat. I would sell New Zealand, it's not a running flat. So if I get a sell setup here, I'll sell it to come and break the low. Take that out now. You're not selling it to go down. You see, we came back to the top. So what you're looking for when you come back to the top is for them to come here, become a flat, and then upside. Right, we had one here. Look at this. You see, when it goes to the top, it comes back here and then it go up. So we can get a sell here to go down, and then we can look for the buy setup. Pong is coming back. Keep your eyes on the Pong for break even if it doesn't go higher. Right, if it doesn't go higher, keep your eyes out for break even because it could come back here and then go back there. It will be an expanding flat. That's a possibility. Euro, definitely you're looking for a sell setup. Any flag here you sell. Don't jump in the trade, right? You don't know that it doesn't go back up. But any flag here becomes a sell for downside, and it will make a flag. So the move to the downside would be the equivalent of this. For a flat and then upside. So let's see if we get that. If Euro goes down, Euro Yen continues to go down. If Pound goes down, Pound Yen continues to go down. If Aussie goes down, the Aussie Yen will be a sell setup. The Aussie Yen will be a good sell setup here. Put an entry under the low. If the Aussie drop, this drops. And we know it can drop. That means New Zealand Yen goes down. See? Put an entry under the low. The New Zealand Yen dropped there. And Swiss goes up. Well, Swiss is not going up, so we don't know that the Swiss yen will go up. See, it might drop as a yen sell, but as a Swiss, I don't know. So if this drop, the problem with this dropping here is that you have this, which means it can drop here and do this, and you get a fat before you go down. See that possibility? So you probably, if you don't know how to manage that trade, you don't want to take it. Take this, the easier, take the simpler ones, the ones you can manage. The gold sell, let's see if it's ready. Okay, you may need a little flag there. See, the last time this one dropped, it made a really huge flag, and I was warning people not to sell in the way down until you get a flag, right? If those who were with me remember that. So I think this will stop, make a flag, and then we're coming down. We're coming down for this move here. So you just need a little flag here to confirm that it's going down and then go for it. It could still go break the top and come back. So you literally want to wait for that flag. I don't know, 50 minutes flag will do. Right, that pullback by itself doesn't mean it's going down. The flag will take you about 1-2 hours to get, so you're not going to get the flag in this session. Maybe tomorrow morning we get it for a sell. All right, don't jump in the trade because it can still make a new high and a new high and a new high, and then not as a buy setup, but simply just tag the high again. So if you have a stop at the top, it take you out. Drop down a little, go back, take you out again, drop a little, go back, take you out, then come down, make a flag and drop. So, okay, guys, last reminder before we go, remember those links. I think if you check in both chats, you would see a link at the very top of the chats. All right, the link is still there. That is if you would like to have a free $15,000 account with, I think it's called, let's open this again, Funded Next, which they fund traders to trade. It's one of those prop firm funding accounts. You can take a look at it. If you think you would like to get a free $15,000 account, register with the link. Once you register, you'll be in the draw for the free account. The winners will be announced sometime next week because they're still setting up that. They only give me this morning to announce it, right? The agreement came on this morning, so I'm announcing it now. But I told them, let the people register, and then whenever you set it up to get the draw, they will do that. They will randomly choose one of you from all the people who register. They have no idea who you are, not those who are not in my group and those who are in my group. Everybody registered, they have no idea who you are. Right? So they will randomly choose one person, 3 accounts, one today, one tomorrow in London session, and one in New York session. So, and if you would like to buy from them, there's a code there, ProWave. That's a discount code for 10%. When you decide to buy let's say you want to buy a 50K account. You use the discount, you can use the discount, you'll get 10% discount. Because some traders might want to buy a bigger account if you want to. So I'm more keen in getting the 15 free 15K for you guys. Let's see how much we can get. And let's hope you don't mess it up, right? So trade with care, join us. We can tell you how to use good management, money management, to make sure that you don't lose that account. Set up your money management really good. Okay, guys, yen is still going. All the yen pairs are going. So manage them well. Keep your eyes on the Aussie, New Zealand. Well, not Aussie because they're running flat. New Zealand, pound, euro for downside. Reversal of the CAD. Swiss, we don't know. Yen might continue to drop, which means all the yen pairs are going to drop some more, because if pound comes down and yen goes down, pound yen drops, and we know it has to drop. So keep your eye on that. If it goes slow, no problem. You'll have enough time to take break even. You know how to manage those trades, right? Okay. Anything else before I go? Any questions you guys have? We have time. Go ahead, shoot your questions. I'll take them.
I don't have any question for trading. I mean, the registration. I didn't see anywhere where you register free.
You
But I
don't see
registered
any.
already, but I got to pay. And I saw some windows, they put like this apply a coupon and put
You
wave.
have to pay for what, Charles?
The registration.
You have
I
to
mean,
pay. You have to pay to register.
no. If you
Okay.
register, then you want
Yes.
to, start kind of account or something like that, then you have to pay.
Charles, did I say there will be a random draw of all the people who register, and then you will get a winning account? Why would you start trade? You don't have an account. Of
Okay,
course
I
you
just
can't.
don't register late.
Of course you can't start trade. You haven't won anything as yet. Everybody
I
just
didn't mean to
register,
trade.
and they will randomly choose one person from all the people who register and give them an account. Why would you get an account to start trade?
No, I was thinking that, one
That you can
register
register and
and
start trading?
no, not trading. I mean, have a kind of a platform.
You
It's all
can't
right.
have a platform. This will be a draw for
Yeah,
the people who register only. Now, if
gotcha.
you want to buy an account, you can use the code and get 10% discount. You can't start trading. You don't have an account there as yet, unless you have an account, right? Then you can
It's all
trade.
right.
So the registration is only to get the names of the people who will be in the draw. So you register and that's it. That's all you have to do. Register and relax. And then they will take all the names and draw. But if you want to buy an account, fair enough. Just use the code. You get 10% discount.
That's pro wave, right?
Yes, you get
And
10%.
it's and all capital letters, or we should put like pro space and wave, or we put it
I have
together.
no idea. I have no idea. Put it exactly how you see it. They have all small letters there.
Okay.
The code is written there, right? Everybody can see the code. It's written pro wave in small letters. Just to
That
make
is on
sure.
our platform, right?
It's in the link that I sent to you. You see discount 10% discount code pro wave, 2 dots and then pro wave.
I didn't get any link from you. That's the problem. See?
Well, you
Yes,
see, if you go by yourself, you wouldn't get in the call. You didn't get any link
that's,
from me. So let me repeat again for everybody. At the top
is
of
it on
both
Skype?
chats, okay, just listen. At the top of both chats, the chat in our group and the chat on YouTube, I posted the links. At the top of both chats. Now scroll down to the chat, to the top of the chat in our room. You see the link now? You found the link, Charles?
I'm
Scroll.
still looking.
You have to scroll down to the top of the chat. That will take you 10
Let
seconds,
me,
less than 10 seconds. I already scrolled
let
down
me,
while I'm talking to you. At the very
okay.
top of the chat, yes, you see that I posted a link there? Okay, in our room, does anybody see the link? Just help Charles, please. You guys see the link? The people in our room, you can see it.
Hi Anil, link is there, but when we are redirected to the link, we are not able to register or put any details there. It's just the website which is coming up.
Okay, so like I'm gonna click on the link. You can see my screen. It opens on my screen, right? It opens
Yes.
on my screen?
Yes, this is the screen which we can see.
Yes. And then you go to client area and it has register here. You guys never used a site like this before?
That
We
is
did
exactly what
now.
I did.
This is, come on, guys. This is as simple as it gets when you use
You made us look fool
when you
money.
use any site, is as simple as it gets. I said,
It-
go to the
it-
site and register, but use this link to register. Don't just go to the site and register, because this link is a coded link, right? Only if you register here, when you use this link and you register here, you will be in the draw. Everybody got that now? It's pretty easy. I don't know why it's so difficult. You click there, you register here. That's all you have to do, register here and do nothing else. And
But I
then you,
registered already.
no, if you register somewhere else, register with this link, because you wouldn't be in the draw. You have to use this link to be in the draw. This is a separate link that they give me. So everybody who register here, you register under my link, you will be in the draw. You remember they have a lot of people who are doing this for them, right? I'm not the only one. I'm probably the latest of the amount of people they have who they're, who are advertising this for them. Let's put it that way, right? So the agreement I have with them is, what would you give to my traders? I think the negotiation, me and them, was more difficult because the other traders just follow the rules, right? They just take a discount and a percentage for them. And I said, no, I would like my traders to get more rather than me getting anything. You guys know me from my group that why I'm negotiating with them. And they said, okay, we can give you 3 every day. We can give you 3 of this free account every week to give away, right? So 2 or 3 accounts every week to give away, put it that way, right? So I said, okay, 1 today, 1 tomorrow morning, 1 tomorrow afternoon, and then next week we'll discuss another 3 if they like. If they like the amount of people who register, if they think there's a good turnout of people who register, for them, they want to see some kind of a results. I asked them, what's the result? If we get a lot of registration, we give you more free accounts, right? If anybody buys or they think that money-wise, they're thinking, for them is both the exposure as well as the sales, the revenue they will get, right? And if you are successful, they will give you back your money. So it's not a case of if you buy it, you lose the money. Where to click the registration? Okay, I'll do it again. Let me go back. So when you go back, you see it's written client area. Login is when you register. Well, you just need to register, that's all. I'm seeing this just like you, right? They gave me this like a couple hours before I came here, and I didn't open it. I just know when you go on a site, you look for registration, right? Because you have a bank account, you have a lot of things where you have to go register online. Come on, guys. Right? I look at client area, I click, okay, let me see what's in the client area. Register and go. Click on registration, register here, and that's it. It's simple. Nothing else. You don't have to do anything else. Once you register with this link, only with this link, and this link it will only be for you guys, because once I close, the chat will disappear. Right? I don't think anybody else see this chat on YouTube or in our group. Right? So you guys will be in for the draw. If you want it, of course. If you don't want it, you don't have to register. So don't worry, it's okay. You'll have a chance to register again tomorrow morning, and you'll have a chance to register again tomorrow afternoon. You have 3 chances of winning an account. Right? So let's see. Let's make it happen. Come on, register and let's get it. Let's get more accounts. The more, the merrier. And then we can train you to trade them properly. Well, those of you who are in my group already, you know, you will be helped. You wouldn't be alone in it. Go ahead, ask your question, Steve. Martin, sorry. Is it possible to buy NASDAQ again? It's always possible to buy NASDAQ. You can just go and buy anytime. The question is whether you have an edge in buying it now. Whether you have an advantage in buying it now. Let's go see if we can have an advantage in buying it now. No, you don't have an advantage in buying it now. You have to wait for this to consolidate here, and then you'll have an advantage in buying it. So it's kind of correcting, but we don't know. So what you don't know, let me tell you what you know and what you don't know. What we know is this looks like a running flat, and there's a chance it's going to go break that up. That's what we know, if it is a running flat, right? So for us to prove that it is going to continue to go, we need a flag. So the best thing would have been to put your entry order here, right? I just put it randomly because during the news, you don't want to get people confused. My traders would know where they will have to put their entry order. So now here is what happens. You can close your trade here and take profit. I think most of my traders did that, because we don't trade it under 15 minutes. So at this point, momentum died and they will close their trade, take the profit. So that profit is in their pocket. Now you would wait for this to make another flag, because we don't know it's going to make another flag. I don't know that this doesn't come back here. Now, if it is going to go back there, a lot of my traders will either sell it here or we will wait for a flag and we'll sell it here. See now? So that's an option. But should it stay here and consolidate like this, right? Should it stay here and consolidate like that? Tomorrow we will buy this again for the next move up, and we will book that profit once it breaks the top. Now here's the thing about wave analysis and not being a wave trader. Wave analysis, we wait for a setup. We sit down and we wait for a setup. And then we said, if we see a setup, okay, I'm ready for you to prove you can do what I want you to do. So let's look at a setup that didn't do what we wanted to do. Yesterday, we were in there and we looked at this one. I was like, yes. Right? I was rubbing my hands and licking my lips and everything. And I had an entry here that this one is going to drop. And it didn't. It actually went up, right? We expected to drop, but it went up. So, okay, great. You took off the trade. If you were there, some of my traders who knew that there was going to be something, I think somebody put out something, one of my traders was saying, you would have got that trade. Had you kept it accidentally, not removed that, like you walk away from your computer and didn't remove this entry, you probably got some of it. Some of my traders accidentally got that. They shouldn't do it, but it happened. And then now you wait for this to make a flag here. The first flag you probably could have got would have been this one. It's an aggressive trade, but with a move like this down, you would take that trade up. Right? And the next one is this. So wait for another flag here and then go. What if we make a flag, we put an entry and it comes down? No problem. I'm not in the trade. Right? I'm waiting for a setup. And when we get the setup, we take the trade. If there isn't any setup, don't take the trade. Now, other traders see this moving and it's, oh my God, it's going up, I'm in. So they will wait until it starts going up like this and they're going to jump in. And I'm looking at them and said, okay, good for you. Because now it could come here. Right? So here is a good one, CAD. Let's look at a CAD. This might be the best example for you. So let's take the CAD, for example. So we're looking at the CAD here. This morning, we had this flag and we sold it here. Right? Go back and watch a webinar, by the way. So we sold it here this morning. And it kind of stays here, stays here. I closed the trade because it's not going. By rule, I have to close that trade. It went up, it came back. And the news is coming. So I'm thinking this looks like a correction for me. So basically, in the news, this could actually do that. So I had an entry order to buy here. Now, if you were in here before it happened, I told you there's a higher probability it's going to come and tag the low, not go up. So why did I put the buy? Because if I put the sell here, I don't have a good risk to reward in the trade, right? Because I'm there, and if it's going to drop in the news, it's going to break this low, and there's a high probability it's going to go right back up. Now, I might not have enough time to close that trade. It could happen in a split second during the news, and that will get me in real trouble. Right? And should that happen, I would be in real trouble. So we decide not to do that, and we decide to put it here, although I think it could go down. Now it still is going to go down. If you wanted to sell it, you need to sell it here, but it's not a good sell. You can see they're already here and you're worrying whether it's going to go lower. Now I'll still put the buy here, because if it goes up, the upside is unlimited as to how far this thing can go. The risk to reward to the upside is amazing. Right? The risk to reward to the upside, you can see where my arrow is going, that the risk to reward is really good. To the downside, all I think it's going to do is tag this low and then go back up. I would put this as a running flat. I would have this. We would either have a running flat or a channel. Because if it comes here and it go back up and it comes here and it go back up, we have a channel. Do you know how we trade channel? I'll show you. We actually traded a channel this week, I think. Or was it last week on one of these pairs? Not this one. Anybody remind me where was the channel for the upside that the move actually took off like a rocket?
US 30, Anil.
Was which one?
US 30.
US 30, let's see. Yeah, that was this channel here. No, we had a channel that was downside and then it took off like this. Trying to remember which pair, if I can remember. Let me see. Let me scan them very quick. I'll tell you which one. It's not silver. It's not gold. I'm pretty sure it's not gold. Not euro. I'll just scan all of them so that you can see that channel. It will be important. It will help you. It's not New Zealand. It's not Aussie. It's not Aussie. It's not New Zealand. Sorry. In one of these pair, I think it's Swiss. Not Swiss. Yen. No, not yen too. Yen didn't have that. Yen doesn't have a channel. It's euro yen. Which one? Some one of them had a really nice channel that we traded to the upside. Let me see if I can find that. Very quick to show you. It actually took off, and I remember telling you guys that's how we trade channels. Should be in my chart if I can find it. Give me 1 second. I'll have to scan a lot of them to figure it where it is. It's not here. It's not here. Come on, where is the channel? It's definitely not on the yen pairs. Let me see, pound CAD. Pound Swiss. Okay, when I find it, I'll let you know. But it's somewhere where you can see that if it starts to make a channel, it will go up. And we will be looking to buy CAD. Maybe even tomorrow we might get a buy on the CAD. There was a beautiful channel that was there, and I like had it where it just take off like a rocket. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna find it now. We'll eventually find it though. When I find it, I'll show you. There was that really nice channel. It just curved down to the bottom and then it just took off. I had the curve in it, if we can remember which channel that was. Which one I had the curve on? These. Let me see the CAD Swiss. New Zealand Swiss. No, not this one. It's definitely not that. Maybe one of the cryptos or so. Anyway, it's one of these. We'll find it. When I go through the charts tomorrow, I'll find it and I'll show you if you're wrong. Show you. So it will be a channel. And if it makes a channel, then that is a trade to the upside, and that's an easy trade. I mean, really easy trade. You just have to put it in short and wait for it to happen. So now the question is, which one is it? Well, I don't know. We'll wait and see. Bitcoin, somebody wants Bitcoin. Let's go. Funded. That's Bitcoin. Let's see. It's at the top there, so you probably want to wait to see. Take off the sell. Wait to see if it's another flag first. It could be another flag here that makes another small flat and then go one more up. This is going up slowly. I don't think it's these are very sharp, so I don't think it's total upside. And these were very deep, not breaking the low. So even if it gets to this top, even if it gets to that top, eventually it has to come back here and then go. That would make more sense, right? Now, should it do this and then come back? That is a possibility, right? It could do that and then come back, take this off. Right, it could end up doing flats, go there and then pull back and then go. So if you get a buy setup here, You can consider it, but you'd have to consider it with a lot of caution. Because I really don't think it's going to go a lot. Pong is coming down. Aussie is coming down. We'll look for sell setups. Wait for the flags. Wait for them to make some kind of a flag to convince you that this is still going to go down and take the trade. 15 minutes flags will work. So it's coming down. Let it stop and make a flag like this. See this flag here? Let it stop, make a flag like that, and then we sell it. Yes, gold will be a sell. We're looking for a sell setup on gold when it comes back. So it has to pull back, make a flag, and then go. It's pulled back pretty deep, right? You still want to wait for a flag. Right? You see this one, how deep it pulled back, and look what happened. It made a really huge flag before we got a trade. Right? So you want to wait for that pull back there, make a flag, and then come. Because if you jump in here, it can go right back to the top. Okay, well, then you're going to get break even. If it comes back to this, immediately take break even because a flag will come. If it makes a flag here, then you may want to sell that to come here and stay with that trade and take this out for break even. Right? Because I expect it to come back here. Once it comes to this top here, it should come back to this point. We're looking for this move down 1, 2, 3, kind of a 1, make a 2, come back for a 3 here and then go. Because this is still the correction, right? We're still inside of this. Okay, what else? Where is the stop loss on NASDAQ? Is it possible? Where's the stop loss on NASDAQ? You mean for the news? Where's the stop loss for the buy we had? It's under the last impulse. So this one will keep the stop loss for that entry that they had. The stop loss will be under here now. Right, for this trade that is taken here. But you should close that trade. Based on the strategy we're using, you're out of that trade a long time ago. Right? You're not supposed to stay with that trade. It's a momentum strategy. That trade, they should have closed it somewhere. I'll tell you where they should have closed that trade. That trade should have been closed here, right here. Not wait for it to come down and do all of this. Right? That's a 1-minute momentum strategy. 3 minutes after, you're out of the trade. You take what you get, or you close the trade for break even. For 15, possible, a 50 minutes running flat on the Pongian, that is from a question from my group, a 50 minutes running flat on the Pongian, that's possible. I wouldn't, this is the first pullback since you're tagged, so you still wouldn't be worried about it, right? We're not worried about the first pullback. As if it starts to consolidate, then you bother. So I still think it's downside. The Pong might start dropping very soon. If the Pong drops hard, it's going to push the Pong yen down. If not, the yen is just going to keep it going slowly. Euro Oz. Let's look at Euro Oz. So on the 4-hour, Euro Oz is going down, but like really, really slow. See, they're kind of doing all of this. See how this plays, how it goes down. So on the 1-hour, if you get any trade, it always is going to be a very short-lived trade. So you got this impulse up, but this one was a 1, 2, 3 here, right? So this impulse up here means either they're going to come back to the low here, either this is going to work its way down back to the low and then go back there, make a flat like this and then drop. That's one option. Or this is going to take off and go back all the way to the top like this. Maybe a bigger flat, maybe a channel, maybe something like that, right? So can you do that? Then what you're going to do is you're going to watch this here in the 15. And we're going to decide whether this is some kind of a correction for upside. Right? So the buy would have to be above the top. Should it take off? Buy above this top. Should this take off? Should it make a flag here to come down? You're trading a move down like this. That is going to be really slow down. So if you have the skill level to trade that kind of move and don't panic, that's good. You can trade it down if it makes a flag. So what a flag would look like? A flag would be that it would probably stay here for a while. Here is what a flag look like this, like this, like this, like that, like this. So it will stay here and then it will drop and it will pull back again. Might do this and then drop, pull back again, drop, pull back again, and then you might do this, make a running flat here and then drop. But if it goes up, it's going to go up as an impulse. So the buy might be the best option for you right now. Even if it doesn't go, you don't have to worry about it. It wouldn't tag you. Okay? UK 100. I think we have the UK 100 somewhere. Here's a nice one for you guys. HK50. I'll go to the UK 100 just now. This is a nice one. Some of my traders are trading it. So if you go in the bigger picture, this is what it looks like. Let's go to the daily. This is the daily structure, see? A sharp move up and a really slow move coming down. So what we're thinking is that this eventually could go do this with a number of trades, of course, not a single trade. So your first buy will probably be here to go up. See? So you want to keep your eyes on this if you know how to trade it. Now, I think it's going to come down first. I think this here is going to come down first and then go up. We'll buy it from this stop here. Let's see if that happens. What strategy do I use to trade contracting flats? That depends on what type of contracting flats we have, where it is on the bigger structure. Like is it a huge contracting flat? Is it a small contracting flat? Is it within a bigger flat, or is it a trending mode? So strategies that I use, you can learn them. It will take you about 6 weeks to learn the types of flats that I just described and the strategy. Send me a Skype message. I'll tell you how to get all that information. I'll give you the details. So it'll take you about 6 weeks to learn all of that. And then you will have lifetime access for free. Next question. Or you can join the installment program and you will see how we do it daily. And you might be able to pick up some new information for yourself. Okay, let's go to UK 100. Let me see the daily structure. Okay, this came down. It's going back up. Take this out. We're in a big consolidation here, as you can see. And this is going to come back down. We have a lot of sharp waves. This looks like it's the most corrective one. This one is going to come back here. So try to look for trade setups to the downside. And then from here, there's a good chance we still go back up and stay here for a while. I don't see this structure as ended as yet. So you're going to be in this range here for a good time. And you're top of the range. That's a good thing. Look for a sell setup. Or in the top of the range, you're looking for a sell setup. Wait for this to make a flag or a flat and go for the sell. That's an easy one. So, okay, guys, I think that's it. I have to go do my main job now, babysitting. I have 2 kids. Both of them have very high temperature. So it's a kind of virus. The nanny got sick and now both of them got sick. Hope I don't get sick tomorrow. I need to stay good for you guys tomorrow. And then after that, if anything, it's a 1 or 2 day virus and then it should go away. So, okay, I would see all of you. Thank you for coming. Please register again. You know how to do that. Register and let's get it going. Let's see how many people register. I'll know from them tomorrow how many people register. The temperature is high and it stays high. It doesn't go down. We're giving them thing to carry the temperature down, but it works for like 2-3 hours and then you have to give them again. So the nanny and the mom is with them. I'm going to go help now because the nanny is leaving. So I will see all of you. Thank you very much for coming and trade with care. See you tomorrow. Remember to invite more people. The more, the better. The better the chance we're going to have more free accounts to give away. More people who register, the better it is. Take care. Trade with care. Bye.